Hey, today we're going to talk about solving systems of equations using substitution. So when we substitute, we're going to solve for one of your variables and plug that into one of your other equations. To get into the groove of substitution, we're going to try a problem like this first. Determine if this point is a solution to the system of equations. So your x is 3 and your y is 4. So I'm going to sub 3 in for x, and I'm going to sub negative 4 in for y into each of these equations, and we'll see what happens. So into the first one, negative x plus 3y equals negative 15. When I plug 3 in for x, that looks like negative 3. And I'm going to plug negative 4 in for y. 3 times negative 4 adds up to negative 12. Negative 3 minus 12 equals negative 15. I forgot to bring down my negative. Okay, so negative 15 equals negative 15. That is a true statement, so it works in that one. Now we're going to do the other one. 5x equals 15. So this one only has the x, so I will just have to plug 3 in for the x. 5 times 3 is 15. That is a true statement, and so yes, that is a solution to your system of equations. Number 2, you would just do the same thing. So those are your x's, those are your y's. Make sure that it works in both of them. I'm going to jump down to number 3 on the notes. So this is what an SAT question looked like. It said, what is the solution? But all you have to do is tell me what x is. So when we have substitution, you want to get one variable all by itself. So y is already by itself. So all the yellow highlights mean the same thing. So I'm going to, in this second equation, I'm going to substitute. I'm going to get rid of y, and I'm going to use negative 3x instead. So you keep your 4x, replace the y with negative 3x, and keep the equals 15. So now what I've done is I've gotten the equation in just one variable. So I'm going to combine like terms, and that adds up to x. And there was no other math to do, so I know that the x value equals 15. So the short answer here is that C is 15. Let me show you how to keep going. So if you had to solve for both x and y, here's what you would do. Once you get one answer, you're going to plug it in place of x in one of your two original equations. You can use either one. That top one looks like it's going to be the easier choice. So x is 15. So in place of that x, that's where I'm going to plug in my 15. So negative 3 times 15 equals negative 45. So the solution to this system is 15, negative 45. So we always write our solution as an ordered pair, x comma y. We're going to do another one. All right, so I'm going to do number 5. So the top equation already has x all by itself. So in place of x in that second equation, I'm going to get rid of the x, and I'm going to plug in negative 2y plus 4. So you keep the 2, get rid of the y, keep the plus 4y, keep equals 8. I'm going to distribute to clear parentheses. I get negative 4y plus 8 plus 4y equals 8. So I'm going to combine like terms. Negative 4y plus 4y They zero each other out. And so I have 8 equals 8. So when you have 8 equals 8, that is a true statement. And when you have a true statement, your answer is infinitely many solutions. I've also seen it as use the infinity symbol. On number 6, so we have x all by itself in that second equation. So I'm going to plug it in place of x in the top equation. So you keep the negative 2, get rid of x, and plug in 2y plus 6. Keep your plus 4y equals 4. I'm going to distribute, clear parentheses, get negative 4y minus 12 plus 4y equals 4. I'm going to combine like terms. So negative 4y plus 4y, that equals 0. So now I'm left with negative 12 equals 4. So when your variables cancel and you are left with a false statement, this is what no solution looks like. And let's try a word problem with it. We are going to have a rectangle. The perimeter of the rectangle is 88. The length is 5 more than twice the width. Find the length and the width. Okay. So as soon as it talks about a shape, I'm going to draw my rectangle. So there's the length, there's the width. The perimeter is 88. I'll use that in a minute. This sentence says, the length is. You have to know that is means equals in math. 5 more than means add. So I have 5 plus. Twice the width, so that's multiplication. So you have 2w there. So the perimeter formula it's said to use is P equals 2L plus 2W. So I wrote my equations here, and now I'm going to substitute two things actually. So length and 5 plus 2W, I'm going to substitute that. And then the other thing that I'm going to substitute is, in place of P, I'm going to plug in the 88. So I know 88 equals 2. Replace the length with 5 plus 2W plus 2W. I'm going to distribute. So 88 equals 10 plus 4W plus 2W. I'm going to combine like terms. 88 equals 10 plus 6W. I'm going to do algebra, so I'm going to subtract the 10 over. You get 78 equals 6W. You divide by 6, and I get 13 equals W. So I had to find both the length and the width. So I found the width. Now I still need to find the length. So that's where I'm going to plug the 13 in for W right there. So I have 5 plus 2 times 13. 2 times 13 is 26. And that adds up to 31. So I know the length is 31 and the width is 13. And that is how you do substitution.